that Akadosh Baruch Hu is the one who decides your zivug before you come to the world. That's easy to understand. Hashem has no limitation. He can tell you, you can marry such and such person before you come to the world. Now, how does that work with the fact that it's based on your actions? Some Chachamim say, perhaps it's your second zivug. Your first zivug is the one that is already Hashem decided by Hashem before you come to the world. And the second zivug, if you got a divorce, is based on your actions, and that's a belief according to some Chachamim. But then it does not fulfill that other Gemara that says that Hashem is making the zivug is more difficult than Kriyat Yam Suf. Why is it more difficult than Kriyat Yam Suf? If you've already decided who I'm going to marry before I got married, before I came to the world, what's difficult about that? And if you're going to decide who I'm going to marry based on my actions, what's difficult about that? So you see, so it doesn't complete the third part. So what completes the third part? This genius chidush over here. I heard from Rabbi Ephraim that is pure genius and it's not clear emet. What is it? Is that in reality, HaKadosh Baruch Hu decides who your zivug is before you come to the world. But who says that's only one option? Who says that's only one option? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not limited, and therefore He knows all of the possibilities of what you can do in your life. He knows the future, He knows the past and the present. It's all the same thing to Him. So therefore He says, if you go to option A and you're righteous, you get this one. If you go to option B and you're wicked, and you go to this one. If you go to option C and you're mediocre, you get this one. If you're in between A, B, and C, then you get this one. And all of the different steps that a person takes, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, this is the zivug for that one, this is the zivug for that one, this is the zivug for that one, and so on and so forth. And then you come into the world. So Hashem, in essence, is giving you a bunch of different choices of who the zivug could possibly be. Now a person comes to the world, so therefore his zivug is based on his actions. His actions. So why is that difficult then? It's difficult because he can do tshuva, he can change. So therefore he was doing something and he was supposed to get zivug number A, or zivug A. But then he changed his actions and he deteriorated and he started desecrating Shabbat, or perhaps not eating so much kosher. So now he lost that zivug A. He potentially now gets C or D or E. Now, okay, so what's so difficult about that? Because the zivug also changes their behavior. She also changes sometimes, and she becomes more righteous, or Hashem Shmo becomes more wicked. And therefore, it's constant to both. He, her, change. Everybody changes, and only God knows what's the right one. So although He already sees the whole picture before you came, He's not going to decide for you whether you're going to be righteous or you're going to be wicked. He's not going to decide for you. But you can decide. But you're not alone in the world. She can also decide. Or vice versa. You can decide and he can also decide. So now, because you're deciding during your life to serve Hashem, to go against Hashem, to serve, to go, each time a person takes certain steps, that zivug keeps changing. Each time their potential zivug, it changes. Hashem is not going to give them a bad person if they don't deserve a bad person. So that's constantly changing. So what does a person do in order to make their situation best? First and foremost, they should do complete tshuva and serve the Hashem at the highest possible level they can. Why? The more righteous you are, the better your zivug is going to be. The better your zivug is going to be. Second and foremost is have emunah, that whatever Hashem gave you, that's exactly what you need. That's exactly what you're entitled to. You don't deserve anything better. There was nothing better for you. This is the best possible choice available to you. There was nothing better. Yeah, but Rabbi, you just told me that it could have gotten something better. You could have gotten something better if you were better, but you weren't better, and therefore you couldn't have gotten something better because you didn't deserve something better. And that better wouldn't have been a good match for you because you weren't exactly at that level to have better. And therefore the better would have actually been worse for you. Whatever you got is actually indeed the best possible choice out of all of the available choices that exist in the world. And that's why Kadosh Baruch Hu, b'chokhmato, the infinite wisdom that He has, He is the one and only that can be mezavek zivugim, because He not only knows what you have done, and what she has done, and what you were supposed to get, and what she was supposed to get, and what you can get. But he also knows where you're at and what you can handle, and where you can actually complete your tikkun at the highest possible level. Meaning that whatever zivug that you ended up getting, that's the zivug that can help you the most complete your tikkun. Not a different zivug. Don't look at, I could have had something else. That something else wouldn't have been good for you. Even though theoretically it would have been, it's a better zivug, but not for you. For a different version of you that doesn't exist. The version that you got, that's the best thing for you. So a person has to have emunah that whatever they have is coming from Hashem and is the best thing for them. And most importantly, continue to serve Hashem at a higher level and bring themselves and their spouse to a higher level, and therefore they'll have children that are a higher level, and everybody will complete their tikkun, and Be'ezrat Hashem sanctify Kadosh Baruch Hu's name.